Hey guys, it's Jeff, and today we are taking a look at the Cooler Master MK750 mechanical keyboard. This keyboard brings a lot of advancements over the previous generation MasterKeys Pro RGB lineup. So let's take a look at exactly what we can get for the $200 price tag that Cooler Master has placed on this keyboard. So first thing is first, RGB. RGB is obviously an important factor to all gamers, and Cooler Master has gone above and beyond with RGB on this keyboard. They have added RGB lighting strips to the sides of the keyboard and also a strip that goes along the front of the keyboard with the outlined Cooler Master logo in the middle. This keyboard can be customized with Cooler Master's RGB software, but if you don't want to mess around with that, you can just change the themes and some of the patterns with just the function keys on the keyboard. There are 11 pre-installed themes that you can access without software, and the first one is static, which obviously keeps everything one color. Then you have Rainbow Wave, which changes colors in the wave animation across the board. You have Crosshair, which I think is actually really cool because there is a crosshair made on each key that is pressed. Next up is Reactive Fade, and this is also reactive to keystrokes, and I do have to say that this is probably one of my favorites because it just looks really smooth. The next theme is Custom, which at stock is focused more around gaming, but you can of course change the illuminated keys and their respective colors with Cooler Master software if you choose to do so. The next two themes are quite similar, and those are Stars, and then after that, Rain. Both of these are great to have in the background, but in my personal use, I'd probably get way too distracted having these animations in my line of sight during use. Next up, we have the color cycle, which is pretty standard, and then you have your classic breathing animation, which is awesome as well. The last two are also interactive with keystrokes, and those are the ripple effect, and then we have the snake game, which you can actually play with the arrow keys. Honestly, these are all really cool themes, and it's quite awesome that you can operate and cycle through all of them without any dedicated software, so thumbs up to Cooler Master on this awesome feature. Moving on, and let's talk a little bit about the bottom side of this keyboard. There are rubber feet which keep the keyboard from moving on the desk, and I really like that in regards to the retractable feet, they do have rubber on the bottom side of them and also on the extensions as you pull them out. This is a detail that many keyboard manufacturers have overlooked in the past, so it's definitely a nice feature to have, and Cooler Master has taken note of that. Moving on, and we have a USB-C connection, which is what every gamer wants to have these days for their power connection. The provided USB-C cable is braided, which ensures durability, but if you ever needed to replace this cable, you can of course do so as it is detachable. Now, as far as cable management goes, you do have three options, and the first is to run the cable straight back through the keyboard, and the second and third is to route it through the left or right grooves, which take it out to the sides of the keyboard. I really like this idea with cable management, and it's a very convenient feature to have. Now, as far as actual gaming use goes, I'm honestly a fan. Cherry MX switches are always fantastic to use, and the RGB illumination from Cooler Master has improved a ton over the MasterKeys Pro. The board does have a bit of flex during use, but it's not bad, and compared to other keyboards out there, I'd say that this board has a lot of them beat in regards to that issue. Cooler Master does provide a magnetic attachable wrist rest, but in my experience it doesn't seem to be useful at all, but it does provide a really nice looking attachment to the keyboard and makes it look a little bit more professional. The only thing though is, when you use it, you will be covering all that RGB up on the front of the keyboard, so keep that in mind because some people just can't live without their RGB. Lastly, I just wanted to mention the practical and everyday experience of this keyboard. Gaming is obviously a huge focus here, and it's going to be a pleasure on any high-end Cooler Master keyboard, but I also look for ease of use when using the keyboards in everyday use. Typing on the MK750 is solid, and so far I'm really enjoying it as an all-around keyboard. The media controls on the top right-hand corner also make things look a bit more professional, and I personally like that they are indented a bit just to ensure that they're not mistakenly hit. From a practical use standpoint, I'd say that the MK750 is definitely a winner. Okay guys, that was my brief review of the MK750 mechanical keyboard from Cooler Master. I'd seriously recommend buying one as this is a major improvement on the already great MasterKeys Pro that they released previous to this model. If you want any more information on this keyboard, there will be a link in the description below where you can get that info and also pick one up for yourself. So thank you all for watching this review. Make sure to get subscribed and also stay tuned for some more upcoming content. We'll catch you all in the next video. Peace!